Around 6 weeks ago, I started making over my laundry room for the second time. The first thing that I did was demo everything that I had done previously to start with a completely blank slate. I added shiplap paneling to the walls for some texture, and the main thing that I wanted was storage, tons of storage. I closed up the gaps at the top and then added some molding, did a lot of finishing work like sanding everything smooth and caulking everything to prepare for paint, using my paint sprayer on the cabinet doors and a roller on these wall panels. I used the color Jogging Path by Sherwin to color drench this entire room, including the doors and the ceiling. I also added soft close hinges to the cabinet doors and got those all installed, and in today's video I am ready to finish up this project. Good morning. I figured I would bring you guys for a little bit of a behind the scenes here. If you think that I'm always motivated and ready to go for these projects, I am definitely not. If I'm being completely honest, I'm having a bit of like project fatigue where I'm just like in the stage where I'm just ready for it to be over and start using it. I really want to put up my Christmas stuff, but I have to get this project completed first. So this morning I'm going to answer some emails while I do some skincare, thanks to today's sponsor Faux, who is having a big Black Friday sale right now. So for a long time I've been using my Faux UFO 3 with their face masks like H2O Overdose and Make My Day, but I've also added a different kind of mask, like a literal mask. So this is the FAQ 202 silicone LED face mask. This ultra lightweight wireless mask is made with unique flexi-fit silicone that's molded to fit any face shape for even light coverage. So if you're wondering what the mask does, it has 8 different wavelengths, including NIR, to tackle signs of aging and other skin concerns. So first, I start off with the FAQ red light peptide serum that's formulated to amplify and accelerate your LED therapy. And then you're gonna formulate your treatment. So in the app, I'm going to do the quick refresh because I don't have much time today. It's going to use a combination of lights, and it's a 5-minute quick fix to boost radiance for healthy and revitalized complexion. I love being able to multitask so I can give my skin a nice treatment while I'm doing something else. And you can tell here in the before and after that my skin looks brighter, more hydrated, more awake. If you guys want to check out Faux products, now is a great time to do that because they're having tons of Black Friday deals. Just click the link down in the description, but also don't forget to use my code Kelsey35 because that's going to get you an additional 35% off of their products, even the ones that are on sale. So you can get up to 50% off of the product. So it's a great deal. Make sure that you guys go check them out. Okay, it is time to finally finish up this laundry room space. Most of everything is done as far as construction and all of the storage, but I still want to do a few more little projects and then definitely some details and touch-ups. I'll show you the first one that I want to start with. So something that I did off camera was install the new washer and dryer. I used them this weekend for the first time and I love them. I love how much more space there is here. So I want to build a topper for here, but I think it might look strange if it just stops right here. So I kind of want to do a waterfall edge going down the side here. So this will be covered right here with this same paint color and it'll look much more built in. Now, I know a lot of you have mentioned that you don't like front loaders and you wouldn't have one. I hear you. This same model here, my grandma owns and my mom has owned. So I know it's a pretty good model, so I'm gonna give it a try. If I hate it, I can always go back to a top loader. So for the countertop going over the washer and dryer, I'm using this plywood. It's 3/4 of an inch. I have it left over from another project. And I'm using this leftover shiplap as a guide so I can get a straight cut here with my skill saw. So I'm going to cut all the way down, and then I'm going to make another cut across, and that's going to be the top of the topper. To cover the exposed edges of this plywood, I'm using this edge banding, and you use just a regular iron to heat up the glue that's already on the edge banding so it just melts onto the plywood. And then I'm using a little trimmer that's just gonna trim the edges of that edge banding so it'll be flush with the plywood, and then I'll just give it a good sanding to make sure that it's completely solid and everything is flush and smooth and good to go. After the plywood was sanded and completely smooth, I fit the piece into place where it could act as a support for the top piece for this washer dryer surround. For this topper piece, on this side right here, I have this, that's gonna be what the topper piece sits on, but I just do not have the space over here. So I got out my laser level that's level with the top of that piece so I can know exactly over here where I need to put a board, but it needs to be pretty thin so I can get it right here and nail it into this wall. But then I will also have a board like this that's gonna act as a support as well, and I'm gonna put one in the middle too if it needs it, because like the whole span of it, it might sag a little bit in the middle. So basically this thin one is just going to be exactly where it's supposed to stop, and then this will also support it too. It's kind of the solution I had to come up with when I was working with limited space, because I don't want to crowd the washer and dryer too much. I want them to have like enough room. My plywood support piece was bowed a little bit. You can see that there's a gap in between the cabinet and the plywood, so I'm just using some screws going through the inside of this cabinet, and it's just going to really pull that plywood and make it completely flush. And after I got the top piece installed like I thought, it was sagging a little bit in the middle if you push down on it, so I just added some plywood underneath that to support it and made sure that it was completely level. And then I secured the top piece to the support piece on the side with a few brad nails and my nail gun. Okay, the topper surround, whatever you want to call it, for the washer and dryer is done. And now I've been addressing, like working on something for this back wall to cover all this up. And I'm thinking I want to create a kind of like faux wall, but I need some spacers because things like this stick out. So I cut some scrap plywood that's going to kind of be my spacer. And then I'm thinking I'll nail this onto the plywood, but the plywood won't be attached to the wall. So you can pull it away when you need to access like all of this stuff. So that's the plan as of now. I'm using just this leftover shiplap paneling, kind of piecing it together. So I'm hoping we can make this work. Okay, I went to do a test fit and did not film it, but I'm not removing this thing. Like, it's pretty wedged in there. So it's a temporary solution, but it also will be kind of a pain to take it out if I do need to access behind there. Did a lot of damage to like the cabinets and stuff, so I need to touch up that paint. But first, I need to caulk these seams. Now, I'm not caulking this to the countertop and everything because that's gonna make it more permanent. So I just need to caulk the countertop here and then these seams for this shiplap. I'm trying to decide if I love it. Like, you can still see underneath how it is. Like, that's how you're gonna pull it out really pretty easily, actually, if you need to access that. I don't see it when I'm standing up like this, and you can't see it from either of the doorways, so I think it will work, but if you're like really short, you will be able to see it. With the caulk completely dry, it was time to paint everything the same jogging path color that I used on the rest of the cabinets. So first I just used a small little brush to go into the corners, into the place that the roller wasn't going to be able to get. And then I went over with my roller that's made for smooth surfaces, and I ended up doing a couple coats of that and let that completely dry. In my last video, you guys let me know that the white light switches were standing out too much, so I did get some paintable light switches, so I'm giving those a couple of coats of paint and they should blend in with the wall a lot better. After everything was completely dry, I started installing the cabinet knobs. I'm using this template. I picked this up from Lowe's. I've used this on so many places in my house. It just makes sure that everything is uniform and evenly spaced. So I just use that to drill the pilot hole and then install the knob, using my drill to make sure that it's completely secure. After I installed a few of the knobs, I started second guessing myself because I had ordered a couple of options and I wasn't loving the back plate on this knob. So to make everything just more difficult for myself, I decided to use the back plate of the other knobs that I had ordered in combination with the actual knob from different ones that I had ordered. And they were the exact same color, so it ended up working out. I am going to use the back plate and the knobs from the two different orders on a different project, so it won't be wasteful, but I really like the shape of the back plate, the straight lines, a little bit better than the curved ones. So I'm installing that on all of the doors using that same template to make sure that they're evenly spaced, and I think this is really going to work out well in the cabinets. I love how this looks. I love the back plate. It just adds a little bit extra character to all of the cabinet doors. With all of the knobs installed, it was finally time to add in the finishing touches. So I added this Laloy runner rug just for a little bit of softness in the space, and to keep it in place, I'm using these little adhesive corner strips that I picked up so it doesn't move all around. Then I wanted to add in some jars for things that I would actually use, like laundry pods, and also some decorative details like some greenery. I use this little door stop here to hold the door open when I'm bringing in groceries, and also wanted to add in some things that I use like dryer balls. And with that, this laundry room was complete. I am really happy with the way that this laundry room came out. It took a bit longer than I thought it was going to. I'm thinking of renaming my channel that DIY. It takes longer than you think. But that's just the way it works out with a lot of projects. But I wanted to make sure that I got all of the details right and it functioned the way that I wanted to. That was my main concern, and I really think that I accomplished that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. What was your favorite part of the laundry room? And I will be back very soon with another video. I'll see you guys then. Bye!